Greetings and welcome to Chemistry 150. My name is Dr. Michael Russell. You can call me Dr. Russell, Dr. Michael, Mike is fine. Anything almost is pretty cool, except for Mikey. Don't call me Mikey. I had a problem with the 1970s Life cereal commercial. It's a long story, but anyway, please don't call me that. Anyway, I'm really glad to have you here. Chemistry 150 is a great prequel to the Chemistry 200 series at Mount Hood Community College, which is where I teach. Mount Hood Community College, Chemistry 221 through Chemistry 223, which is oftentimes referred to as Chemistry 221Z through Chemistry 223Z, which is fine. Chemistry 150 is a great prequel to those classes, and so people that haven't had a lot of science and or math background can take Chemistry 150 to kind of give themselves a heads up as to how the class will be when they get into the majors level. But there's also a lot of people that take Chemistry 150 just for curiosity's sake, to know what chemistry is like more without getting too deep into it. And so for all of those reasons, I welcome you here. The number one thing I want you to know is that if you ever have questions on anything, please let me know. My email address is mike.russell@mhcc.edu. You can email me any questions, all right? Your questions are important to me. My answers, I will do the best to give you good answers, but you can ask questions again if my answers aren't very good. So anyway, let me know, and I'm happy to have you here. You can ask me chemistry questions. You can ask me questions about Mount Hood, anything you'd like, and I'm happy to help. Our website for this class is mhchem.org/150. You can see the code down there as well as the URL to go to, and I encourage you to check it out. It'll have a lot more information on Chemistry 150 as well as other materials. So as I said earlier, Chemistry 150 is a great gateway to the successful experience when you take what's called the majors level sequence of chemistry classes. And at Mount Hood Community College, that's Chemistry 221, Chemistry 222, and Chemistry 223. They might be listed as Chemistry 221Z, Chemistry 222Z, etc., but same thing, all right? They're the same classes, and these are the classes that people take when they want to major in the sciences. So, for example, biology, physics, a lot of engineering, stuff like that. So it's a great set of classes that I like a lot. But anyway, Chemistry 150 offers students the chance to acquaint themselves with just basic ideas in chemistry and also to refresh math skills a little bit, because the Chemistry 200 level classes do take some math. The pace of the classes can get kind of fast, so this will help you kind of get ready for it. Our Chemistry 150 summer class will meet Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 8 a.m. until no longer than noon for 4 weeks only. So this is a short and sweet class, but it's nothing you can't handle. And again, I encourage it. Just don't miss any classes. Make sure that you're there. Some days you probably won't feel like going, and I understand totally if you want to be totally honest. But anyway, just force yourself to go. You'll be done in no time, and you'll have learned a lot of stuff along the way. So in this class, what I'd like you to try and think about and hopefully learn along the way is I'd like you just to learn about chemistry, what it is. We'll talk about significant figures, which I abbreviate sig figs. We'll talk about dimensional analysis, which is how most chemistry problems are solved. We'll kind of reacquaint yourself with those possibly dusty math skills that are there in your brain. You just haven't used them for a while. And hopefully, of course, we'll have some fun along the way. And again, if you have questions on anything, let me know. At Mount Hood Community College, Chemistry 151 is always taught in the summer, and it's a great prequel then for people that want to take the Chem 221 through Chem 223 series. You can see it's offered in fall, winter, and spring. But we have other options available too. So for example, Chemistry 150 is taught at Mount Hood Community College in both the fall and the winter. And you can take then Chem 221 and Chem 222 in the winter and spring, and you can finish the Chem 220 series by taking Chem 223 in the second 5 weeks of summer. But also you could take just Chem 221 in the spring after taking Chem 150 in the winter, and you could do both Chemistry 222 and Chemistry 223 during this summer. So you have lots of options open to you. If you take the Chemistry 150 with me this summer, you could then take Chem 221 with me in the fall and follow me all the way through spring quarter, which was where we do Chem 223. Other instructors teach the other classes, and they're great instructors. I encourage you to check them all out if that works better in your schedule. And of course, if you have questions on scheduling, let me know. I would be honored to have you follow me through the Chem 150 through Chem 223 series. But again, there's lots of options for you, and do what's right for you. While taking Chemistry 150 from me in the summer, I want you to know each week what's going to happen. I don't believe in pop quizzes and things like that, so I want you to know each week what's going to go down. And there are several ways to do this. The best way is probably through the syllabus. On the second page of the syllabus, there's a What's Due This Week schedule for Chemistry 150, and it lists all the things that are happening each day. And again, you'll be able to look at your specific syllabus version when you get it from me on the first day of class. You can also see the What's Due This Week schedule online, and it'll look something like the thing on the right. The advantage of this version is that there are hyperlinks. You can link out to the specific materials and be good to go, no problem. Each week through your Saints email, I will send out a message as to what's happening in the next week as well. So there are multiple ways to keep in touch with me and to also see what's going to happen each week so you're prepared and ready to go. And again, if you have questions on anything, please let me know. While taking Chemistry 150, there are several important types of assignments that are worth talking about. There are lectures, all right? There are lectures over the different chapters we're going to look at, 7 in total. You can also watch the complete lectures. Labs will be definitely a part of our Chemistry 150 class. We'll meet in AC 2507. Please bring a printed copy before you come to lab. You will fill it out while you're watching the video and while you are performing the lab. Labs are generally due the next day, the next lab period around 8 a.m. There are 7 labs in Chemistry 150. Problem sets are important. You should complete them before they are due. We will talk about them in class where I want you to self-correct your work. So again, it's okay to miss problems. Just correct your work and you'll be totally fine. If you get stuck on problems, I do have recitation videos that go over the problem sets. So I encourage you to check those out. 4 problem sets, 1 each week. That's how that rolls. Pretty chill. Quizzes will follow the problem sets. Quizzes are all show your work, about 30 minutes in length. You will have a calculator, but they are closed notes, so you can't use notes, you can't use the book or your phone and stuff like that. There is 1 midterm exam and 1 final exam. Those are both mixtures of multiple choice questions and show your work questions. There are sample midterm exams, sample final exams, and quizzes on the website, so I encourage you to check those out. It'll give you a sense as to what you're going to get yourself into. And then finally, I do encourage you to check out the LSC/Avid Center at Mount Hood Community College. This is a group of students who took classes like this before, and they're up there to help you. It's free tutoring for you as an MHCC student. They are physically located above the library on the Mount Hood Community College campus. They have Zoom meeting times as well, if that's easier. And finally, you can always email me questions as well. I'm totally happy to help. So it should be a fun class. It'll be short and sweet, like I said, and there'll be some work involved, but nothing you can't handle. And at the end, you'll have all kinds of great knowledge ready to tackle the future courses in your schedule. For this class, for Chemistry 150, there's a couple things you'll need. First of all, the textbook is a free download. It's an open source. They call it OER, which means it's absolutely free and legal to download and use. And I would just use the PDF version. You can use it on your computers, on your phones, whatever you're convenient for. You can buy a physical textbook, but I don't recommend it. Usually people are okay with the digital version. You will need the Chemistry 150 Companion. The Chemistry 150 Companion has all the labs, problem sets, study guides, lecture notes, and stuff that you'll need. You will need printed copies of the labs and the problem sets at the very least for this class. So if you don't purchase the Companion, you will need to print the labs and the problem sets on your own. You'll need a pair of safety goggles. Dollar store glasses are fine for this class. If you get a better one, it'll last you all the way through Chemistry 223 and beyond. You will need a dedicated calculator, and you'll need a science calculator. On places like Amazon and places like that, the TI-30X2S is a really great calculator that's not very expensive, and it does all the science kind of functions that you need. You want a calculator that will at the very least have an EE/exponent button for powers of 10, and you'll also want to have a natural log and base 10 log, LN and LOG buttons on it as well. That will get you all the way through Chemistry 223 and be good to go. You'll also need a sense of humor. In a class like this, things go kind of fast and crazy, and even the instructor sometimes gets overwhelmed. But again, remember, if you have questions on anything, you let me know. There's no dumb questions in my class, so ask anything you have, and I'm totally happy to help you out. Okay, If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll get into Chemistry 150 and see what it has to offer. All right, let's do this.